Once upon a time, in a peaceful pond, lived a little turtle named Timmy. Timmy was not like the other turtles in the pond. He was small and had colorful markings on his shell. He was often teased by the bigger turtles because he looked different. One sunny day, the pond started to dry up due to a long drought. The water was disappearing quickly, and all the turtles were worried. They called a meeting to figure out what to do. The big turtles argued, "Let's wait here until the water comes back. It's too dangerous to leave our home." But Timmy, the brave little turtle, had a different idea. He said, "I've heard that there's a big, beautiful lake not too far from here. We should go and find it. It might be our new home." The other turtles were scared to leave their pond, but Timmy was determined. He packed some food in his shell and set off on his journey to find the lake. Timmy faced many challenges along the way. He had to cross rocky paths, crawl through tall grass, and even avoid a hungry fox. But he never gave up. He kept moving forward, always thinking about his friends back at the pond. After a long and tiring journey, Timmy finally reached the big, beautiful lake. He was overjoyed and knew he had to show the way back to his friends. Timmy returned to the pond and told the other turtles about the lake. He said, "We can all go there and have plenty of water and food. It's a wonderful place." The big turtles, inspired by Timmy's bravery, agreed to follow him to the lake. They all made the journey together, and when they arrived, they were amazed by its beauty. They had a new, safe home with plenty of water and food. The big turtles realized that being different was not a bad thing and that bravery and determination could lead to great discoveries. They thanked Timmy for his courage and learned to appreciate each other's unique qualities. Moral of the story: embrace differences, be brave, and work together, and you can overcome challenges and find new and wonderful opportunities. In a quiet little neighborhood, there was a playful and curious kitten named Luna. Luna had bright, wide eyes that always seemed to sparkle with curiosity. She lived with her loving family, the Johnsons, who had a beautiful garden filled with all kinds of colorful flowers. One sunny morning, as Luna played in the garden, she noticed a butterfly gracefully fluttering by. It had wings with patterns like a rainbow, and Luna was mesmerized. She decided to follow it, her tiny paws pattering after the butterfly as it danced among the flowers. Luna chased the butterfly through the garden, and then through the neighboring fields, and into the thick woods beyond. She didn't notice how far she had gone from her home. The butterfly seemed to be leading her deeper into the forest, and Luna couldn't resist the adventure. Hours passed, and Luna realized she was lost. She meowed for help, but there was no one around to hear her. She was hungry, tired, and scared. Luna missed her family terribly and wished she had never left the garden. As Luna sat under a big oak tree, a wise old owl named Oliver perched above her. Oliver had seen Luna's adventure unfold from the beginning and knew she was in trouble. He hooted softly and said, "Young one, I've been watching you, and it's time to return home. Follow my directions, and I will guide you safely back." Luna listened carefully as Oliver told her how to find her way back home by following the moon. She thanked the kind owl and set off in the direction he pointed, keeping the moon in sight. Meanwhile, back in their cozy home, the Johnsons had realized Luna was missing. They searched the garden, called out her name, and even asked their neighbors for help. Luna's absence left a hole in their hearts, and they were worried sick about her. As night fell, Luna was still wandering through the woods, but she didn't give up hope. She kept her eyes on the moon, which shone brightly above the treetops. She thought about her family and how much she missed them. Luna felt determined to find her way back home. Back at the Johnsons' house, they had placed a bowl of her favorite food outside the door, hoping Luna would return. Mrs. Johnson whispered, "We have to believe she'll come back. She's a smart and brave little kitten." As Luna followed the moon's guidance, she suddenly heard a familiar sound, the gentle rustling of leaves and the soft hum of the crickets. It was the garden. Luna had found her way back to the place she had started her adventure. Tears of relief filled Luna's eyes as she saw the familiar flowers and her family's house in the distance. She raced back, her heart filled with joy. Luna burst through the garden gate, and there, waiting for her, were the Johnsons. They had stayed up all night, worried sick, but their faces lit up when they saw Luna. Luna ran into Mrs. Johnson's arms, purring loudly and nuzzling her cheek. Mr. Johnson picked her up and said, "We missed you so much, Luna. You had us worried sick. But we're so glad you're safe." Luna realized how much she had missed her family too. She looked up at the moon, feeling grateful for the guidance of the wise old owl, Oliver, and for the beauty of the night sky. From that day on, Luna was content with the adventures she found right in her own garden. She still loved to chase butterflies, but she never strayed too far from home. Luna had learned that sometimes, the most wonderful adventures were the ones we share with the ones we love. Moral of the story: sometimes, curiosity can lead us on exciting journeys, but it's essential to remember where we come from and the people